Hey fam, I want to welcome you all to episode number 52 of Latin Vegan or Latino Vegano. And I'm your lifestyle and fitness coach Roger, and veganism is my passion. For the past 20 years, I have lived, breathed, and eat a vegan lifestyle. And my main focus is to help reduce the animal exploitation in this world, improve your health by adopting a whole food plant-based diet and exercise, while minimizing the carbon footprints for a healthier planet. Today's episode, I want to continue a series called Ask a Vegan, where I'm taking the most common asked questions related to veganism and giving them my unbiased answer. Of course, from my perspective, right? I want to give a shout out to Emily in Vancouver Island, and thank you for subscribing to our podcast. Appreciate it. Today I want to talk about, can you be an animal lover and still eat meat? Let's go.
latinoyvegano.com.
Before I dive into the animal lover and still eating meat question, I would like to touch on an horrifying statistic that most of y'all probably not aware of. But just in case, in the U.S., the Department of Agriculture reports that 9.59 billion land animals were slaughtered in 2018. Let me repeat that number one more time. 9.59 billion land animals were slaughtered in 2018. From chicken, turkey, cattle, pigs, ducks, and sheep. Combined, they made 9.5 billions, not even million, billions animal. That's crazy, guys. That's a horrifying number. Like, it gave me the chills just to think about that many animals die because of what? Taste bud? Taken to them, more than 55 billion land and sea animals die annually to support U.S. food supply. So if you take all the animals that are being slaughtered, right? Chickens, turkey, cattle, pig, ducks, sheep, and you combine all the fish and the sea animals, because they're animals, combined, that makes 55 billion. That's insane, guys. Just in the U.S. I'm not talking about Canada. I'm not talking about South America and Central America, Mexico. I'm just talking about the U.S. The U.S., guys. When you check this number, you wonder, what is it that we are doing? Not only taking the life of innocent sentient beings, but destroying ours. There's ecosystem along with our health. I wonder at times, how come something so detrimental to our environment and health is still condoned? I know most are going to point out aspects like culture, religion, the past, our ancestors, and the list goes on and on. However, all those things can be changed. Our paradigms, our mental programming, that can be changed. You just have to find the right reason for those shifts to happen. And with time and practice, you are going to succeed. Meaning, adapting a vegan lifestyle can be possible. Eating animals has no benefits to your health whatsoever. It doesn't do you any mentally, physically, ethically, or morally. Meaning, you are eating a dead flesh that, yes, you didn't personally kill in some cases. However, you pay someone to do so. Not much difference from being part of a, let's say, a homicide or robbery, but you wasn't the one that pulled the trigger, but you were the one driving the getaway vehicle. So it's the same concept that we're talking about here, guys. Animals have feelings. They have family like you do. They have friends. And we literally are taking them away for us to eat, for our own taste bud, when we don't even need them. We don't even need animals to survive or to have an optimal health. Speaking about health, most high-risk diseases are caused by the same animal you are eating. So it shows that how by eating meat, you can spike multiple leading causes of death, like heart disease, cancer, stroke, Alzheimer's, diabetes, and kidney problems. All these animals that you are consuming are killing you. I can't let behind the effect animal agriculture does to our environment. Taking content from documentary like Conspiracy, I want to point out a few things. livestock and their byproducts account for at least 32 million tons of carbon dioxide, CO2, per year, or equal to 51% of all worldwide greenhouse gases emission. Along with animal agriculture, is responsible for 18% of greenhouse gas emissions, more than a combination of exhaust from all transportation. So, literally, animal agriculture is destroying our planet. People think it's like, oh, go ahead and recycle, or go ahead and change the bulb, or go ahead and reduce the vehicle. Those stuff are fine. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying or not condoning that we take all those measurements. But the number one lead cause of gas emissions is animal agriculture. So what are we doing here, guys? What are we doing? As you can see, nothing good is coming out of eating animals and animal byproduct. And that takes me to today's question. Can you be an animal lover and still eat meat? I don't think you can. In my opinion, I don't think you can. I don't think you can say that you're an animal lover and still eat meat. It seems weird to me. Doesn't make sense to me. Right? It doesn't make sense. It's like saying that you can love one thing and hate it at the same time. How is that even possible? What are you saying is that you love one particular animal, meaning you love a dog, or you love your dogs, or you love cats, you love rabbit, but not cows, pigs, chicken, lambs, or any other animal. Because when you say animal lover, that's a big amount of animals in that one word right there. It's a spectrum animal, not one particular type of animal. If you're an animal lover, you need to love all animals, not just one, or what we call the domestic animal. So I actually advise that you don't say animal lover. You say I love my dog or I love my cat. Most people are biased to their own species, and that's called speciesism. For those that aren't familiar with this term, I'm going to give you guys the meaning of speciesism. It's a different treatment or moral consideration of individuals based on their species membership. In short terms, it's a prejudice or discrimination based on species. It's like racism, but for species. So basically, it's like when you have a favoritism for one species. In this case, it's a human species. So you don't see animals as equal or as any value because you are biased to your own species, which is human species. But think about it, like people even hate their own species at times. So if people hate their own species, how sometimes we expect them to love other species? It's mind-boggling. So maybe we need to start with loving ourselves, loving others, and then we could probably start loving animals. But I will flip it. I would say you should start loving animals first, and then you can start loving others. Because sometimes people don't get it. They just don't get it. Along the same line, I question and challenge any animal rights activist that eat meat. Yes, you hear me. Can you be an animal rights activist and still eat meat? I challenge y'all because I don't see even that possible. I recall several years ago working for a famous disaster caused by a big international company in which we had several environmental repercussions that lead to having a huge blowout. For most that are live in the South area or familiar with what happened, they're probably familiar with this situation. I can call it out. It was the BP oil spill. I was part of the recovery team that worked during those days. And there was several companies during that time working a part of that, the recovery. At that time, I was probably the only vegan out of 500 plus people, if not more, working at this center, where one of the main organizations was in charge of the wild and marine life. Yes, so seeing all these executives and workers of these organizations coming up with all sort of demands and citations for pollutions or polluting our ocean and harming all sort of marine life and animals was mind-boggling, because these same people were the ones going back to the cafeteria and eat meat. So you hear fighting with a big corporation because you say your guys are mean, your guys are ugly, you guys destroying our environment, your guys are polluting our waters. You guys are killing our marine life. But then you go back and then you go to the cafeteria and you indulge on meat, fish, and all this food. So I ask myself, how can you be double standard? How can you be so hypocrite? Like, how can you go against the company? And not saying that what the company did was right. No, don't get me wrong. Y'all are wrong and y'all are wrong. Both of y'all are wrong in my opinion. Because there's no way you can come into this company and attack them for what they're doing while you are here, all your employees. I only recall probably, want to say that there was one guy that was a vegetarian. Everybody else in that company or everybody in that organization is a governmental organization. They were eating meat because I was there. So nobody can tell me that it's not true. So that's why I question y'all. How can you be a company that support animal rights and that support clean water, don't destroy our environment, don't kill our marine life, but then you turn around and you don't even start with your own people? To me, that does not make sense at all. And that's what I challenge y'all. It has to be an overall feeling. It has to be an overall compliment. It has to start from you guys with your own employee. That's why, for the most part, I respect and I support vegan companies because their mission is pretty clear. Their statement is clear. So when they come out to the world and they express themselves, either vegan restaurants or vegan businesses, they express themselves saying, hey, this is our value, this is our core value, core belief, and then they stick to it. Because for us, it's a lot stronger than just getting a couple dollars. For us, it's a true commitment to ourselves, to the environment, and to these animals. Like I said, to me, they're both wrong. No fisherman has the rights to take anything from our oceans, nor any corporation. Who owns the ocean? In a nutshell, I share some numbers related to the death of animals every year due to animal agriculture, which is mind-boggling. We're talking about 9.5 billion. And if you combine marine water, we're talking about 55 billion. That's an absurd number. Just in the U.S. I also don't believe in animal lovers that eat meat. You're better off calling yourself a blank lover. You fill in the blank with whatever animal. Don't call yourself an animal lover. I also challenge any animal rights activists that still eat meat. I challenge them to check themselves and think from the animal's perspective also. I'm not just from a selfish side. You clearly understand how much pain and suffering they are going through. That's the reason why you work on these corporations, right? Or these organizations. Therefore, you eating meat are supporting the exploitation and cruelty towards those animals. So you just have to make the connection, especially if you are an activist, especially if you work for an organization that supports animal rights movement. All right, guys, let me know what you guys think about this topic. Do you guys think that an animal lover can still eat meat? Do you think can you be an animal rights activist and consume flesh? Let me know what you guys think. I'm curious to hear everybody's opinion on this topic. And if you are interested in adopting a plant-based diet or becoming vegan and you don't know how, just let me know. Really would love to help you guys doing that transition. I've been doing veganism for 20 years now, and this is just my passion, like I mentioned before. So I would love to hear from you. How can I help you to make that transition smooth as possible and healthy as possible? If you also want to know how to build muscle as a plant-based diet or build muscle as a vegan, I would like to help you on that aspect as well, because in the last 10 years, I've been cracking that code, and you want to put it in those terms. For now, guys, this has been a great episode, great topic of conversation. So I'm just going to leave you guys with that. See you guys in the next episode of Latin Vegan. Peace, love,
Gracias
vegan.
por escuchar Latino y Vegano, un show donde se habla todo lo relacionado sobre el veganismo entre la comunidad latina. No olviden suscribirse a este podcast, seguirnos en Instagram, Facebook, YouTube y a visitarnos en latinoyvegano.com. intriguesvegano.com.